The great halls of the Galactic Council buzzed with excitement. Aliens of all shapes and sizes hurried through the shining corridors. Some had tentacles, others had multiple eyes, and a few even floated like clouds. Today was not a normal day. High Counselor Zix, a tall being with blue skin and 4 arms, stood at the head of the main chamber. His silver robe sparkled in the light of 3 suns shining through the crystal dome above. He raised all 4 of his arms, calling for silence. Esteemed members of the Galactic Council, Zix's voice boomed. We face an unprecedented situation. The room fell quiet. Hundreds of alien eyes turned to Zix. Our deep space monitors have detected a new species achieving faster-than-light travel, Zix continued. They call themselves humans. Murmurs rippled through the crowd. A new spacefaring race was rare. It happened only once or twice in 1,000 years. Zix pressed a button on his podium. A hologram appeared in the center of the room. It showed a blue and green planet. This is their homeworld. They call it Earth, Zix explained. Our data suggests they developed FTL technology in secret. They have already established colonies on nearby planets. Gasps echoed through the chamber. Counselor Vreen, a small creature with green scales, spoke up. How did we miss this? Our monitoring systems should have alerted us years ago. Zix nodded gravely. That is what concerns us most. These humans have managed to hide their progress from us. Their technology must be unique. The hologram changed, showing images of human cities, spacecraft, and technology. The aliens watched in fascination and growing unease. They appear to be warriors, said Counselor Axe, a being made of living crystal. Look at their weapons, their warships. Not just warriors, countered Counselor Leary, a floating ball of light. See their art, their music. They are creators too. Zix raised his arms again for quiet. This is why we must act quickly. The humans are an unknown factor. They could be a great ally to our galactic community, or a terrible threat. Fear rippled through the assembly. Many races had suffered in past wars. No one wanted another galactic conflict. What do you propose, High Counselor? Asked Vreen. Zix's 4 eyes blinked slowly. We must test them, challenge them, see what they are truly capable of. The hologram changed again, showing a massive spaceship. We will send a delegation to Earth. We will invite the humans to join our galactic community, but only if they can pass our trials. Excited chatter filled the room. This was a bold move, but a necessary one. And if they fail? Axe asked, his crystal body gleaming with concern. Zix's voice turned cold. Then we will have no choice but to contain them, for the safety of the galaxy. The council members nodded in agreement. They had seen promising species turn violent before. It was better to be cautious. Prepare the ship, Zix commanded. We leave for Earth in 3 rotations. May the stars guide us in this crucial mission. As the council members filed out, discussing the news in excited whispers, none of them noticed a small, shadowy figure slipping out of the chamber. The figure moved quickly through back corridors, finally reaching a hidden communication room. The shadow resolved into a humanoid shape, pressing buttons on a console. An encrypted channel opened to a distant planet. Earth Central Command, the figure whispered. This is Deep Cover Agent X. The Galactic Council has discovered us. They're coming. A gruff voice replied. Understood, Agent X. What are their intentions? They plan to test us, to challenge us, the agent reported. But some want to contain us if we fail. They fear our potential. There was a moment of silence. Then the voice from Earth spoke again, confidence clear in every word. Let them come. We'll be ready. Humanity has faced challenges before. We'll face this one too. And we'll win. Keep your cover, Agent X. The real test is about to begin. As the communication ended, Agent X allowed a small smile. The Galactic Council had no idea what they were in for. Humanity was ready to take its place among the stars, whether the aliens liked it or not. The game was on. The massive Galactic Council ship dropped out of hyperspace near Earth's moon. It was shaped like a giant silver lotus, its petals slowly unfolding in the vacuum of space. Inside, aliens from 100 different worlds prepared for first contact. High Counselor Zix stood on the bridge, all four of his arms crossed as he stared at the blue planet before him. "It's beautiful," he admitted reluctantly. "Sir," a tentacled navigator called out, "we're detecting thousands of artificial satellites and several space stations." Zix nodded. "Impressive for such a young species. Open a channel to their leaders." On Earth, in a secret underground base beneath the Rocky Mountains, alarms blared. General Sarah Chen rushed into the control room, her eyes sharp and alert despite the early hour. "Report," she barked. A young lieutenant looked up from his screen, excitement and fear warring on his face. "Ma'am, a massive alien ship just appeared near the moon. They're hailing us on all frequencies." Chen took a deep breath. This was the moment humanity had been preparing for since they discovered the existence of the Galactic Council. "Put them through," she ordered. The main screen flickered to life, showing the alien face of High Counselor Zix. His blue skin and multiple eyes caused a stir among the Earth personnel, but Chen didn't flinch. "Greetings, people of Earth," Zix said, his words automatically translated. "I am High Counselor Zix of the Galactic Council. We come in peace, and with an offer." Chen stepped forward, her voice steady. "Welcome, High Counselor. I am General Sarah Chen, representing the United Earth Government. We've been expecting you." Surprise flickered across Zix's alien features. This wasn't the reaction he had anticipated from a supposedly newly discovered species. "You were expecting us?" he asked cautiously. Chen allowed herself a small smile. "We've known about the Galactic Council for some time, Counselor. We were wondering when you'd finally notice us." Murmurs of shock ran through the alien bridge crew. Zix struggled to maintain his composure. "I see," he said slowly. "Then perhaps you also know why we're here." "You want to test us," Chen replied, "to see if we're worthy of joining your galactic community." Zix nodded, trying to regain control of the conversation. "Indeed, we have prepared a series of challenges to assess your species' capabilities and character." Chen's eyes hardened slightly. "And if we refuse these challenges?" The alien counselor's tone grew cold. "Then you would be deemed unready for galactic society. For everyone's safety, your species would be contained to this solar system." A tense silence fell over both the Earth control room and the alien bridge. The humans exchanged worried glances, while the aliens waited nervously for the Earthlings' response. Finally, Chen spoke. "We accept your challenges, Counselor Zix. Humanity has never backed down from a test. Name your trials." Zix seemed to relax slightly. "Very well. The first challenge is a demonstration of advanced technology. Show us something that will impress the Galactic Council." Chen grinned, a fierce light in her eyes. "Oh, I think we can manage that. Lieutenant, signal the Jupiter station. It's time for Project Prometheus." As the lieutenant rushed to comply, Zix leaned forward curiously. "What is Project Prometheus?" "You'll see soon enough, Counselor," Chen replied cryptically. "I suggest you point your sensors towards Jupiter." In the next few minutes, both humans and aliens watched in anticipation as something incredible began to unfold near the giant gas planet. A massive structure, hidden on one of Jupiter's moons, began to activate. Zix's eyes widened in disbelief. "Impossible," he whispered. The human general stood tall, pride evident in her voice. "Counselor Zix, allow me to introduce you to humanity's first Dyson sphere. We call it Prometheus. It's not complete yet, but even at partial capacity, it harnesses more energy than 1,000 stars." As the alien counselor stared in shocked silence, Chen's voice took on a hint of steel. "Now shall we discuss the rest of your challenges? Humanity is ready to take its place among the stars. The question is, Are you ready for us? The gauntlet had been thrown. Humanity's trial by fire was about to begin, and the galaxy would never be the same. The Galactic Council ship hung in Earth's orbit, its silver petals reflecting sunlight. Inside, High Counselor Zix paced nervously. The human's Dyson sphere had shocked him. What other surprises did these Earthlings have? The second challenge must begin, Zix announced to his crew. We'll test their skills in interstellar diplomacy. On Earth, General Chen received the Council's message. She smiled grimly. They want diplomacy. Let's give them a show. The Council chose a neutral planet for the diplomacy challenge. It was a world of endless deserts, with 3 suns beating down on sand-swept cities. Representatives from 20 alien races gathered in a grand hall, curious about the newcomers from Earth. Zix stood at the head of the assembly. Beings of the galaxy, we are here to witness humanity's skill in galactic politics. Their task is to negotiate a peace treaty between the Vorgans and the Zinthi. Murmurs rippled through the crowd. The Vorgans and Zinthi had been at war for centuries. No one had ever managed to broker peace between them. A door opened, and the human delegation entered. To everyone's surprise, it wasn't General Chen. Instead, a young woman in a simple white robe walked in. Her dark skin gleamed in the alien sunlight, and her eyes sparkled with intelligence. "Greetings," she said, her voice clear and strong. "I am Amara Okoro, Earth's diplomat. Shall we begin?" Zix blinked in surprise. "You're alone? No advisors? No weapons?" Amara smiled. "I am all Earth needs for this challenge." The negotiations began. The Vorgan leader, a hulking creature with armored skin, roared his demands. The Zinthi queen, a being of pure energy, flickered angrily in response. Other alien races watched, certain that war would break out at any moment. But Amara remained calm. She listened carefully, asked thoughtful questions, and slowly, almost magically, began to find common ground between the warring races. Hours passed. The 3 suns set and rose again. Alien diplomats watched in awe as Amara worked tirelessly, her words weaving a web of understanding between the Vorgans and Zinthi. Finally, as the second sunrise painted the sky, Amara stood. "Esteemed leaders," she announced, "I believe we have a treaty." The hall erupted in shocked whispers. Zix leaned forward, his 4 eyes wide with disbelief. Amara outlined the peace terms. The Vorgans would share their mineral-rich moons. The Zinthi would teach the Vorgans their energy-harnessing technology. Both races would benefit, growing stronger together than they ever were apart. The Vorgan leader grumbled, then nodded his armored head. The Zinthi queen pulsed brightly in agreement. Centuries of war ended in a single day. As the alien races cheered, Zix approached Amara. "How?" he asked simply. "How did you do it?" Amara's eyes twinkled. "High Counselor, humanity has a long history of conflict, but we've learned that our greatest strengths come not from fighting, but from working together. We merely help the Vorgans and Zinthi see the same truth." Zix nodded slowly, a new respect in his eyes. "You've passed the second challenge, Diplomat Okoro. But don't celebrate yet. The final test will be the most difficult of all." Back on Earth, in the underground command center, General Chen watched the proceedings on a giant screen. She allowed herself a small smile. "Well done, Amara," she murmured. A lieutenant approached her. "Ma'am, we're receiving reports from our deep cover agents. Some council members are getting nervous. They're talking about eliminating the threat we pose." Chen's eyes hardened. "Let them try," she said. "Humanity didn't come this far to be stopped now. Prepare our defenses, and send a message to Amara. Tell her, it's time for Plan Omega." As the lieutenant hurried away, Chen turned back to the screen. The final challenge was coming, and humanity would be ready, no matter what the Council threw at them. In the depths of space, on the desert world, Amara received the coded message. Her smile faded, replaced by a look of grim determination. The real test was about to begin. The Grand Hall of the Galactic Council buzzed with nervous energy. Alien diplomats huddled in small groups, whispering urgently. High Counselor Zix sat alone, his four hands rubbing his temples. "They're too strong," a crystal being named Axe said, its body glittering with worry. First the Dyson sphere, now this diplomatic miracle. "The humans are dangerous." Leary, the floating ball of light, pulsed in agreement. "We must contain them before it's too late." Zix raised a hand for silence. "We can't act rashly. The humans have passed 2 challenges fairly. We must honor our own rules." In a dark corner, a shadowy figure listened carefully. Agent X, Earth's deep cover operative, silently recorded every word. Meanwhile, on the desert planet, Amara Okoro prepared to return to Earth. As she boarded her sleek spaceship, a small alien child approached her. "Miss Human," the child said in a squeaky voice, "will you come back and visit us?" Amara knelt down, smiling gently. "Of course, little one. Humans love making new friends." As Amara's ship took off, High Counselor Zix watched from a balcony. "Such kindness," he murmured. "Perhaps we've misjudged them." Back on Earth, in the underground command center, General Chen received Agent X's report. Her face darkened as she read. "Lieutenant," she called, "initiate protocol safeguard. We may need to defend ourselves sooner than we thought." Across Earth, hidden defenses hummed to life. Satellite weapons powered up. Cloaking fields shimmered around military bases, and deep in the oceans, massive submarines prepared for launch. In orbit, the Galactic Council ship detected the surge of activity. Alarms blared on the bridge. "What's happening?" Zix demanded. A technician's tentacles flew over the controls. "The humans are activating weapons systems all over their planet." Zix's eyes widened in shock. "It's a trap. They're preparing to attack." On Earth, Amara's ship landed at the spaceport. General Chen was waiting. "Welcome back, Amara," Chen said grimly. "I'm afraid the situation has escalated. The Council is panicking." Amara nodded, her eyes serious. "Then it's time for Plan Omega." "Almost," Chen replied. "First, we need to show them our true strength. Not just our technology or our diplomacy, but our spirit." In the Galactic Council ship, chaos reigned. Some aliens wanted to attack Earth immediately. Others argued for retreat. Suddenly, every screen on the ship lit up. General Chen's face appeared, calm and determined. "Members of the Galactic Council," she said, her voice firm. "We've detected your concerns. Let me be clear. Earth does not seek conflict. Our defenses are purely precautionary." Zix stepped forward. "Then why hide your capabilities? Why the secrecy?" Chen smiled slightly. "High Counselor, humanity has a saying. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. We came in peace, but ready for any outcome. Isn't that the mark of a truly advanced civilization?" The alien diplomats murmured among themselves. Many nodded in reluctant agreement. "We invite the Council to send a delegation to Earth," Chen continued. "See our world for yourselves. Meet our people. Then judge whether we're a threat or a potential ally." As the transmission ended, the Council erupted in debate. Zix raised all 4 arms for silence. "We will accept the humans' invitation," he declared. "But we must be cautious. Counselor Axe, Counselor Leary, you will accompany me to Earth." As preparations began for the Council's visit, Agent X sent one last coded message to Earth. "They're coming, but some still want to destroy us. Be ready for anything." In the command center, Chen turned to Amara. "This is it, the final challenge. Everything we've worked for comes down to this." Amara nodded, her eyes gleaming with determination. "Earth is ready, General. Let's show the galaxy who we really are." As night fell over Earth, lights twinkled across the planet. In homes and cities, humans went about their lives, unaware of the cosmic drama unfolding above. But in secret bases and hidden command centers, Earth's defenders prepared for the most important first contact in human history. The final test was about to begin, and the fate of humanity hung in the balance. The Galactic Council ship descended through Earth's atmosphere, its silver petals gleaming in the morning sun. On the ground, a welcoming committee waited nervously. General Chen stood at the front, with Amara by her side. As the ship landed, 3 figures emerged. High Counselor Zix led the way, followed by the crystal being Axe and the floating light Lyri. "Welcome to Earth," Chen said, stepping forward to greet them. Zix nodded, his 4 eyes scanning the area. "An interesting planet you have, General." Suddenly, a group of human children ran past, laughing and playing. The aliens watched in surprise. "Are those young ones?" Axe asked, his crystal body shimmering with curiosity. Amara smiled. "Yes, Counselor Axe. We believe in letting our children experience joy and freedom." Lyri pulsed brightly. "Fascinating. In most advanced societies, young ones are kept in strict education pods." As they toured the city, the aliens saw more surprises. Humans of all ages and backgrounds worked and played together. Art and music filled the streets. Gardens bloomed between tall buildings. "Your people seem happy," Zix said, sounding puzzled. Chen nodded. "That's one of our greatest strengths, Counselor. Happy people are creative, productive, and peaceful." The tour continued. The aliens visited a university where students debated complex ideas freely. They saw a hospital where advanced medical tech saved lives daily. They even visited a nature reserve where Earth's wildlife roamed freely. As evening fell, they gathered in a grand hall for dinner. Human leaders from around the world joined them. Zix stood to address the gathering. "Humans of Earth, you have surprised us at every turn. But now, it's time for your final challenge." The room grew quiet. Chen and Amara exchanged glances. "Your task," Zix continued, "is to solve a problem that has puzzled the greatest minds in the galaxy for millennia. We call it the cosmic conundrum." Axe's crystal body projected a hologram. It showed a strange, swirling pattern of energy. "This anomaly appears in the center of our galaxy," Lyri explained. "It destabilizes space-time, making large areas impassable. If it grows, it could threaten all life in the galaxy." Zix looked at the humans seriously. "You have 1 rotation of your planet to propose a solution. If you succeed, you will have proven yourselves worthy of joining galactic society. If you fail..." He didn't need to finish the sentence. Everyone understood the stakes. As the aliens retired for the night, Earth's leaders gathered to plan. Scientists, engineers, philosophers, and strategists all joined the discussion. "It's impossible," one scientist said. "We can't solve in a day what the galaxy's greatest minds couldn't in thousands of years." But Amara stepped forward, her eyes shining with an idea. "Maybe we're looking at it wrong. We're not just one mind. We're billions of minds, all thinking differently." Chen caught on quickly. "You're suggesting we use..." Amara nodded. "The global neural network. We connect every willing mind on Earth to work on this problem together." The room buzzed with excitement. The global neural network was Earth's most closely guarded secret, a technology that could link human minds, combining their cognitive power. Through the night, as the aliens slept, humanity worked as one. Billions of minds focused on the cosmic conundrum, approaching it from countless angles. As dawn broke, Zix and the other aliens returned to the hall. They found the humans waiting, tired but triumphant. "Counselors," Chen said, "we believe we have a solution." Amara stepped forward, holding a small device. "This contains our proposal, but before we reveal it, we have a question for you." Zix looked surprised. "A question? Very well. Ask." Amara's voice was calm, but her eyes were intense. "The cosmic conundrum. It's not a natural phenomenon, is it? It's a test. One you've used on species across the galaxy. A test that no one has ever passed." The aliens froze. Axe's crystal body clouded over. Lyri's light dimmed. Zix stared at Amara, then at Chen. For a long moment, silence filled the hall. Then, slowly, a smile spread across Zix's alien face. "Truly," he said, "you humans are full of surprises." The grand hall fell silent. All eyes were on High Counselor Zix. His blue skin seemed to pale as he looked at Amara and General Chen. "How?" Zix finally asked. "How did you discover the truth about the cosmic conundrum?" Amara stepped forward, her voice calm but firm. "We didn't just try to solve the problem, Counselor. We questioned why it existed in the first place." Chen nodded. "Our history is full of tests and challenges. We recognize the pattern." Axe, the crystal being, sparkled with agitation. "But the solution? Did you find it?" Amara held up the small device. "We did. But before we share it, we need to understand your true intentions." Lyri, the ball of light, dimmed slightly. "Our intentions. We only wish to protect the galaxy from dangerous species." "By lying?" Chen asked, her eyes hard. "By tricking potential allies." Zix raised all four of his hands. "Please, let me explain. The galaxy is a dangerous place. We've seen promising species turn violent, destroying themselves and others. The cosmic conundrum is our way of ensuring only the most advanced, most peaceful species join our community." The humans in the room murmured among themselves. Some looked angry, others confused. Amara's voice cut through the noise. "We understand caution, Counselor, but true trust can't be built on deception." Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the building. A lieutenant rushed in, his face pale. "General Chen," he shouted, "we're detecting multiple ships entering the solar system. They're not ours, and they're heavily armed." The room erupted in chaos. Alien diplomats shouted questions. Human leaders demanded answers. Zix turned to Chen, his four eyes wide with shock. "This isn't us. We didn't authorize any attack." Chen's hand flew to her communicator. "All defense systems. Activate now. This is not a drill." Amara grabbed Zix's arm. "Counselor, if this isn't you, then who?" Lyri pulsed rapidly. "The containment faction. They must have decided to take matters into their own hands." Axe's crystal body clouded over. "They've always feared new species. They want to destroy Earth before it can join the galactic community." Chen's voice cut through the panic. "Everyone, calm down. We prepared for this possibility." She turned to a large screen on the wall. It showed Earth from space. Hundreds of small dots were approaching rapidly. "Those are the enemy ships," Chen explained. "And this." She pressed a button. Suddenly, thousands of new dots appeared around Earth. "Is our defense fleet?" The aliens gasped. Zix stared at Chen in disbelief. "You had this level of technology hidden." Chen nodded grimly. "We hoped we wouldn't need it, but we're always prepared." Amara stepped forward. "Counselor Zix, we need to end this now. No more tests, no more deceptions. Earth is ready to join the galactic community, but as equals, not as subjects to be tested." Zix looked at the humans around him. He saw determination in their eyes, but also hope. These weren't violent conquerors. They were people defending their home. Finally, he nodded. "You're right. This has gone too far." He turned to his fellow aliens. "Contact the Council. Tell them to call off the attack. Earth has more than proven itself worthy." As the aliens rushed to send the message, Chen turned to Amara. "It's time," she said quietly. Amara nodded. She faced Zix and the other aliens. Her voice was calm, but her words sent chills through the room. "Members of the Galactic Council," she said, "Earth accepts your offer to join the galactic community. But know this, we come in peace, but we're prepared for any outcome. If anyone threatens our world or our people, they'll regret it." She paused, her eyes meeting each alien's gaze. "To those who would harm us, we have only one warning. Run." The room fell silent. The aliens looked at each other, a mix of fear and respect in their eyes. They had come to test humanity, but in the end, humanity had tested them. As the Council ships retreated and Earth's defenses stood down, a new era began. Humanity was ready to take its place among the stars, and the galaxy would never be the same. 1 year had passed since Earth's dramatic entry into the galactic community. The Grand Hall of the Galactic Council buzzed with excitement. Today was a historic day. High Counselor Zix stood at the podium, his 4 arms raised for silence. Beside him stood General Chen and Amara, Earth's representatives. Esteemed members of the Council, Zix began. Today we welcome humanity as full members of our galactic family. Cheers erupted from the assembled aliens. Even the once skeptical Axe and Lyri joined in the applause. Amara stepped forward, her eyes scanning the crowd. "We thank you for this welcome," she said. "Earth is ready to contribute to galactic peace and progress." As she spoke, holographic screens appeared around the hall. They showed images of Earth's achievements over the past year. One screen displayed a massive space station near Mars, built using Earth's advanced technology. Another showed human doctors working alongside alien healers, combining their knowledge to cure diseases. In just 1 year, Chen added, "We've established trade routes with 17 star systems, shared our clean energy technology with 32 planets, and helped resolve 3 long-standing conflicts." The aliens murmured in amazement. Earth had indeed proven its worth. Suddenly, alarms blared. The hall's main screen flickered to life, showing a massive starship entering the system. "It's the Krell Empire," someone shouted. Fear rippled through the crowd. The Krell were known as the galaxy's bullies. Their massive warships had terrorized peaceful planets for centuries. Even the Galactic Council feared them. Zix turned to Chen and Amara, panic in his eyes. "The Krell have never dared attack the Council directly," he said. "What do we do?" To his surprise, Chen and Amara remained calm. They exchanged a knowing glance. "Don't worry, Counselor," Chen said. "We've been expecting this." Amara tapped a small device on her wrist. "Captain Singh, you're up." The hall fell silent as a new ship appeared on the screen. It was smaller than the Krell warship, but sleek and agile. The words HMS Defender were visible on its hull. "This is Captain Ravi Singh of Earth's Space Force," a confident voice announced. "Krell vessel, power down your weapons and prepare to be boarded." The aliens gasped. No one had ever dared to challenge the Krell like this. The Krell ship fired its main cannon. A deadly beam of energy shot towards the Council station. But it never hit. A shimmering shield appeared, absorbing the blast completely. "That's impossible," Axe whispered, his crystal body vibrating with shock. Captain Singh's voice came again. "That was your only warning. Stand down, or we'll be forced to take action." The Krell ship fired again. This time, the Defender moved. It danced around the massive warship, its own weapons firing with pinpoint accuracy. Within minutes, the Krell ship's engines were disabled. Its weapons went dark. The hall erupted in cheers. The Krell, terror of the galaxy, had been defeated by a single Earth ship. As the Defender's crews boarded the Krell vessel, Zix turned to Chen and Amara. "You knew they were coming," he said. "It wasn't a question." Amara nodded. "We've been tracking the Krell for months. We knew they'd eventually target the Council." "Why didn't you tell us?" Lyri asked, pulsing with a mix of fear and awe. Chen smiled. "Sometimes, Counselor, actions speak louder than words. We wanted to show, not tell, what humanity can do." Zix looked at the humans with new respect. "Your warning," he said. "Run. It wasn't just for those who would threaten Earth, was it? It was for anyone who threatens peace in the galaxy." Amara's eyes gleamed. "Earth has seen too much conflict in its history. We know the value of peace, and we'll fight to preserve it, for everyone." As news of the Krell's defeat spread, the galaxy realized a new era had begun. Humanity hadn't just joined the galactic community. They had become its defenders. In the years that followed, Earth led the way in scientific discoveries, peaceful resolutions, and yes, when needed, in standing up to bullies. The galaxy had challenged humanity, but in the end, it was humanity that had changed the galaxy forever.